you 35?
Oh no, I'm older than that.
Well, this is the 35th episode of the Generational Podcast.
That is very true. It is the 35th. 35.
And we want to say welcome to anybody who's new.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
I'm fucking freaky, man.
Freaky.
I get a little crazy on here sometimes.
Yeah.
You'll hear me say some off the wall shit, and then sometimes I won't be saying off the wall stuff.
Right.
So,
Talking about something that's...
speaking of what?
Well, speaking of something that's off the wall,
What's that?
I would say that the Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fight is now official and is happening when?
They say they've agreed to 300, but I don't know. That's just a post on a Facebook. Listen. Okay, it makes zero sense to me. I get a lot of people are like, yeah, Elon and Mark, or Elon and Mark. But I'm looking at it like,
Mark,
what are we doing?
Elon.
Right? What are we doing? We've got two of the brightest and best and most powerful. These are the brightest and best minds. These people are very smart. And we're going to throw them in a cage.
And fight.
Dude,
But if it's what they want to do.
It's like an episode of fucking like being in high school or something. Like, let's get the two nerds to fight. Or let's get the two jocks to fight. Or let's get the two... Dude, let's throw Biden and Trump in there while we're at it, dude. All I'm saying is, like, let's...
Let's set up the card correctly.
Mark has been a liberal for a very long time. And he's been... But he's also... Like, what's strange is he used to be very free speech. And then all this stuff happened with his systems and stuff, so... I mean, for the longest time, I was a big fan of Mark, but I didn't, because, you know, I was kind of liberal leaning. And then all that stuff went down with Facebook, and I just kind of like...
Said no to it, huh?
I was just like, dude, I'm not a fan anymore. And then he started doing jiu-jitsu, and I was like, dude, I want to choke him. I was like, get good. And then I want to meet you in a tournament. You know? And that's just because all the Facebook BS. Like, dude, how many times was I banned on Facebook for like nothing? Nothing. Like, okay, you're gonna treat me like a child, I'm gonna choke you like one. I don't care how many years you do, I've got more years than you. You can train every single day. I did it multiple times a day for hours and days on end. Do it. Keep doing it. When we cross, it won't help you.
Well, speaking of title card fights, you brought up Trump, right?
Yeah.
So what about at the top, it's Trump and Biden, and then below, it's like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg.
You know, I would probably put my money on Biden for that one. Sorry, Mr. Trump. Because, you know, the cocaine.
The cocaine?
I just got to bet on cocaine there. I mean, if Biden gets his... If he's got his son in the corner, and they've got the towel, and he's covering his head with the towel, and he's just hitting lines in the corner, and he's like, yeah, and he comes out, and he's, what's up, Trump? What's up? What's up, Corn Pop? What's up? And he's like, oh, shit. Trump's like, fucking calm down there. Probably take 3 steps and then fall face down and die.
Ooh.
Just because he hypes himself up too much.
Hey, remember, it's the only president we could ever assassinate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's another thing. Like, Trump would have to live with actually having killed Biden.
Well,
and I don't think... I think President Trump is one of those guys that... He's very gentlemanlike. And I don't think he wants to have something like that ever on his conscience. And that's what's weird about like seeing everybody like on sides and stuff. Like, to me, I see very much so one side being much more violent than the other.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about January 6th, because in my opinion, for January 6th, those people pay taxes. They pay for the right to be there. They already paid for that building. Their grandparents paid for that building. Their grandparents' grandparents paid for that building. Mm-hmm. That ground that you're on is paid for by taxpayers.
Okay.
That whole thing. So you can't have an insurrection on something that is paid for by you.
Then
I don't agree with that.
What about BLM that went through the cities? What are they considered then? Because they got a free pass.
See, this is the thing. Is like, it's about how it was served.
Okay. Then,
right? It was served to people as, oh, they're suppressed, and they're the downtrodden. Dude, everybody's downtrodden.
Right.
Everybody. If you're not in the 1%, right?
Right at the top.
Yeah, then you're downtrodden. You'll never get to. If you're not up there, then you'll never be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're all in the same sandbox. Why do we keep shitting on each other? Like, pick your corner of the sandbox to shit in and cover it up.
Right.
And let's keep rolling. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. I just don't understand all this riffraff.
Well,
drives me crazy. Cocaine in the White House. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But dude, there's been worse in the White House.
What? What?
Well, other than cocaine,
what?
There were women that went through there with Bush and everything.
Bush?
And then you had...
I don't think that was Bush. I think you're talking about President Kennedy.
No,
yeah.
Not just Kennedy.
Marilyn Monroe, buddy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not worse than cocaine.
That's better
no,
than cocaine.
We're talking the war against drugs, America. Okay. We're talking Biden, the president that putting black families for petty crimes behind bars.
Okay.
For the prison industrial complex. I'm probably gonna get murdered for this shit. We're talking this type of level of corruptness, like corruptness. Making up my own words like Don King. Corruptness. It's a whole new level of corruptness. No, but like
preach it.
No, but it's like okay, so you're sitting here putting the very people that sold you your cocaine in prison for life off 3-strike rule. Meanwhile, you're in the White House with your son doing cocaine.
Wait a minute.
Well, allegedly.
If they're arrested in California, then they don't really have time to serve.
They're in Washington, D.C., dude. This is the White House. This is the White House.
This is the White House.
Yes, cocaine in the White... And it's got my nose itching. That's from the hairs. I do not do cocaine.
Makes you want to itch your nose.
Yeah, it makes you want to itch your nose. If you've ever done cocaine, every time you mention cocaine, you itch your nose. Actually, it's kind of like that, actually. That's one of the... Remember when we talked about subconscious things?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those subconscious things.
Okay.
Like, if you mention cocaine around someone and they start, like, doing this shit... No, man. You already know that they're subconsciously, they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Just mentioning it.
Makes them think about the nose itch and the... Right? So, that's crazy. It's craziness. The things you learn, right? So, same thing like when you shake somebody's hand.
Yeah.
What happens when you shake somebody's hand?
Well, you sniff it.
Everybody does. Everybody does. People watch a lot. A lot. Right? I watch these things nonstop. And like, people do things like that. It's just it's like a human, we're weird.
It's the little animal.
It's the animal instinct. Yeah. Like, you can tell certain things. Like, if you have a girlfriend, right? You can just smell things. You just,
Well, I got a question for you.
I have. Maybe I'll answer, maybe I won't.
Some people say that in society, you're supposed to use people like pawns and get rid of them. What do you think about that?
In a fit of anger, it's easy to say things like that. I feel that everybody has value.
Okay.
Everyone has value. Some way, if it's not artistic, it's they're building something, or they're writing something, or I think everybody has. That's why, for me, it's hard for me to talk down on anyone because I believe that everyone has value in some way.
Okay.
So, like people are like, well, if like one person says, would you do business with somebody that was of a different religion? Of course.
Yeah.
Would you do business with somebody that is gay? And I
Mhm.
said, of course. Trans, of course.
Right.
I don't look at someone as because of something like that. I don't look at the fact that they're not valuable in some way or not, because everybody has intrinsic value to me. That's why it's hard for me to jump on a hate bus with someone and ride a hate bus and be like, oh yeah, we don't like this. Well, no, I can't say that because everybody in some way has intrinsic value. Now, forgiveness. There's only one thing that I won't forgive, right? And that's it.
Yeah. So talking about that one thing you won't forgive, well, what is it?
If you're
Or is it
banging
like-
kids,
Yeah.
banging kids, I won't forgive that. You have no more value
Okay. Yeah.
to me.
That's
If
that's
you-
a little understandable.
That's it. That's the only thing. If you're banging little kids, then your value is null and void. You're
Mhm.
done.
Right.
I don't care what cartoon you wrote. I don't care what movie you have. If you're banging a little kid, you're done.
Right.
In my book, that's my moral code.
Okay.
That's not for everybody.
Mhm.
That's just how I live. So that's. But even then, I don't know anybody enough like that in the world like that to know anybody that would do that. So it's hard for me to be like that, but I wouldn't. You know.
Well, to me, like, you're supposed to get rid of people like pawns. I don't think that that's true. Likewise.
Well, I mean,
Because there's other things about it too, right? Because if you're in a higher government position, you're going to see people like pawns. But when you're like a pawn and you've been a pawn, then you won't.
well, that just goes to people being like, reality has never slapped them.
Mm.
So they've never had this like, they've never been, hit with the reality of the law, or hit with the reality of someone that isn't the law, that doesn't care about the law, they will go to prison. That one day if you're a maverick all the time, one day you're going to cross somebody that does not care.
Mhm.
They don't care. They don't care about your family. They don't care about how much money you have. They don't care about what your religion is. You decided to mess with them on the wrong day, and they don't care about prison.
Right, and you don't want to meet people like that, and you don't want to anger other people because they might be that person. So, watch where you're stepping.
That's what I do. That's why I don't. You'll never see me try to get angry or rock a boat, because that person. I mean, you'll see it.
Yeah, I'll see
and,
it.
and Madison will see it, and I confide in you two, but and maybe my sister every once in a while, when I talk to her, she hears it every once in a while, but most people don't see it. Maybe if they post me driving, because we're supposed to be doing this 3-camera thing, where it's got the front camera, the back camera, and then the camera facing me.
Right.
So then it's gonna be unfiltered Steve.
Right.
So then it's like, I see things right away, and I mean, it's just I think the most annoying thing is when somebody pulls up next to you here, and they'll ride beside you to try, without a turn signal on, so they can get in your lane, right? So they're like non.
So what does it look like?
They get right here.
Uh-huh.
Like you're here,
Okay.
you're right here, and they'll get right here in front of you. They're here, and you're right here, and then they'll just drive here, and then they'll be holding up traffic behind them. You can see that they're holding, and instead of putting on their turn signal, right, they think that I'm just gonna let them in. No, I'm not.
And that's
I will
during,
never-
large traffic, right?
I will never let you in. I've got a camera. bring your shit in, and I'll fucking let you hit me, and then we can spend the day explaining to the officer why didn't there's a turn signal because it's on video.
Right.
And then I'll explain to the officer like,
I don't
didn't
know.
use the turn signal. I tried to move out the way, and he decided he wanted to hit me, so he didn't want to use it. Then that's fine. I got camera. We'll hold up and all.
Right.
I don't give a shit. And then people with their the other thing is people with people with what you call it? Lost my train of thought there. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. But people with let's see, we're talking about driving, right?
Right.
So people with I hear the cat scratch. Like Susie's up and waked up. She's like snoring before.
She's whacking the camera.
And she's whacking the camera. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to hold it all together. But then you have people that deliberately do things while you're driving too. Like, okay, like the lady that instead of putting on the brake, you honk the horn.
Right. And what did a police officer tell you about that?
He was like, the same energy it takes to honk the horn, you can brake and avoid a fucking accident. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely correct.
And
he was like, he didn't say the F word because he was a lot more proper and professional. Just no, I mean, there's a big difference in professionalism I've seen.
Okay.
In the law enforcement world, state by state, it really varies. Like the professionalism in Kansas that I've had, and in Missouri, and this was during the riot. The professionalism that I had dealt with was 10 out of 10 great.
Okay.
Out here, I've had more crossings with law enforcement because I got a lead foot and I like to drive things that shouldn't be driven on the road. Like, why are you driving this dune buggy? Oh, I'm driving it back home. No, you're not. No, you're fucking not, Steve. No, I've had police officers that were like, and sheriffs that were like really cool, but here it's been like, I think it only takes one. It really only takes one. Most of the time, it was good. The last 2 times were not good. They were very unprofessional, to say the least. Unprofessional, completely. So unprofessional now that I have cameras, and that I'm gonna catch every little thing, no matter what. And that I was told to buy a lawyer to fill out a civil lawsuit against the thing that happened in Marathon during Easter with all 3 of us, and said that I should go and file a civil lawsuit against the department down there because of everything.
Okay.
And I was just like, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to do that because it's like, why I kick a fucking hornet's nest? It's like, now I'm going to do a civil lawsuit against the sheriff, and now every sheriff in the whole, throughout the United States is going to have a target on my back. Like,
well,
no,
I don't think it will be that far, but
I mean,
speaking of
that's a club.
professionalism-
That's a big club. So you got to realize that when you step on toes of a big club, you're stepping on a lot of different members. So, even if they were in the wrong and you start diming them out and start doing all this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was about to speak about professionalism, right? And professionalism also goes to service. And I noticed here that service in America is a lot different from Japan. Because in Japan, as soon as you walk into a store, some of them will bow and go, "Irashaimase."
Yeah.
And then as soon as you leave, they'll bow again and go,
like, "Arigatou gozaimasu." Right?
Thank you.
Don't be like...
And even the cook, the guys that cook in, he'll see you and go, "Thank you," right?
Yeah,
See you later.
Yeah, it's
Arigatou gozaimasu.
He went after my hand. He didn't do it hard either, you little turd. Never a dull moment. So yeah, in Japan, like, that's one of the things I love about Japan so much, is because they're like, they're vocal about thank you for coming to my store, and like they're like, if you do anything that's helping them, they're so grateful
Right.
It's the gratefulness.
Mhm.
Here it's not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, there are places where
Yes.
the service is good.
It's excellent.
There are places where the service is.
Compared to Japan, it's a hard bargain because Japan kind of just like
There-
blows the water
listen.
and it's clearly
Yeah,
out.
it's a very, and then the respect,
Hmm.
like the respect is like, that's another thing. It's like, if someone is gay,
Mm.
nobody cares.
Right. It's your personal life.
But we also, that person knows better than to try to mess with children,
Because that's wrong.
especially in public, because there are children that have been abused
Mhm.
that mentally will hunt people like that,
Mhm.
and they don't want that to happen.
Right.
So they have like these steps of like being cordial and being nice about things, and they're not saying things like that don't happen in Japan.
It's just professionalism in
Well, it's-
society. Like going outside, you have a little bit of professionalism and enough. Like,
I mean, you know, I'm not screaming and spitting and cussing all the time.
right.
I have been known to lose my temper in public before.
Mhm.
And I have tried my best not to do so. It's so difficult.
Your darnest.
My best not to. It's difficult.
Mm.
You know, especially a free thinking, loudmouth
American.
American like me.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a difficult thing to do. You know, you have all these emotions that you want to just act on, but the best thing is to not act on those. That's what I always do. Right. So
Something's. Ooh. It must have been a cat hair or something.
yeah, it better been cat hair. So
Cocaine.
we'll fight in the front yard over that.
Yes,
And
sir.
and then when the police show up, we can both go to jail because that shit better not be in my house.
Yes, sir.
But anyway.
I understand what it could do to your nose and the rest of your body.
Well,
Start
you
to
understand-
decay your nose, start rotting it.
Yeah, well,
Start looking on Voldemort out here.
dude, I'm telling you, Coke. Listen, Coke is very, very addictive,
Mhm.
and it changes people.
Yeah, I saw.
I mean- Like,
well,
go ahead.
yeah, I saw some actors. Right, you'll see like their kid, like when they were kids, and then afterwards, after they go through like the adult phase where they do a whole bunch of drugs. Afterwards, when you look at them, they look
The adult
disgusting.
phase where they do drugs. Do you think just there's an adult phase where people just do drugs? Is that normal? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think so. I think
No, that's not
it's
true.
for like
They're-
superstars.
Well, maybe for super. I don't. Your blanket statement. A lot of those people, I can understand that it seems like a trend.
Mhm.
Let's say it's a trend.
It's a trend for movie stars.
It's a trend for movie stars. You can
Right.
say that, okay? But blanketing everybody there's going to be some offended people that probably don't do anything out
And you notice some like drugs that play like cocaine.
there. Yeah.
How it changes your facial structures.
That's more like meth.
Meth. Yeah.
Meth. Cocaine does too, and then you have
Toothless, ruthless.
ruthless, toothless.
Ruthless, toothless.
Then you have what is it? Cocaine, and then you have meth, and then what was the other one? Heroin.
Heroin.
And fentanyl now. We never had fentanyl when we were kids. When I was a kid.
Mm.
So that's a scary thing.
I heard that fentanyl's killing a lot of people right now here in
Well,
America.
you know, that's a good reason never to want to do coke because you don't know who's mixing stuff up, and then you might decide to have a little
I
bump,
saw
and it's your
like
last
a-
time.
I saw a picture of a quarter and then a little sprinkle of fentanyl next to it, and it was like, this much can kill you. And I was like, it's
There's
about
police
less than a quarter.
officers. There's police officers that have touched it. The border patrol people have touched it and died.
Died?
Yeah, from what I've heard. I don't know if that's
Ooh.
true. I don't know if that's true, but I know I've read stories of people actually getting drugged up by it.
Mm.
One woman, I think twice, they had to give her Narcan because she was working and like they found fentanyl, but it was open, and she got it on her skin and it made her OD.
Mm.
And
On your skin?
they had to give it to her right there at work.
Woo.
Yeah, that's that strong.
Yeah.
Like the drugs that are out now are insane compared to, when I was a kid. But then again, that's another way of attacking the country. That's why they started the whole war on drugs there. It's like, well, okay, people that like drugs are gonna say, well, let's make them here then. And then we can regulate our own drugs, so then we're not getting them shipped in from another country. But what people don't understand is that unless you have designated areas for said drugs, then it really is a deterioration on the country. So like they have right now, they said Seattle. Seattle's like an experiment right now where they're like all the drugs, they can do them all.
Right.
Everybody can do whatever. And people are like, I want to move to Seattle. Well,
yeah, Dad.
I mean, freedom is being able to do whatever you want, anywhere you want anyway, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they're doing it in Seattle now, and they're doing whatever they want.
Well,
when I was younger, I didn't care. I was free, and I did whatever I wanted.
Well, I agree with your statement that drugs is used as a way to destroy a country.
Oh, yeah,
We seen that
100%.
done with China with opioids earlier.
It's
in that
amazing.
century.
It's amazing. It's amazing. China did it. Who else?
Europe. Well, I would say that England used it a lot against other colonists and colonies.
Alcohol.
We used
Native Americans?
chicken pox.
Alcohol for the
Alcohol.
Native Americans.
Well, not just alcohol. There was
And then
the blankets had chicken pox on it. Right. It was the
I
first
don't
of
know
chemical warfare.
I don't know if that's entirely
A hoax, maybe.
it might have been. I don't know if it's entirely true, but yeah, smallpox.
Smallpox.
Yeah.
Oh, I said chicken pox.
Yeah, smallpox.
Okay.
And like that was through the blankets, and they said it was one of those things, right?
Right.
There's a whole lot of things that have been going on behind the scenes for years, and it's always to get one side of money to push to the other. It's always a flip of money or a push of money or a control switch with a grab of money. It's interesting to watch. However, I don't want to really partake in stealing people's money.
Well, okay. You don't want to partake in steal people's money.
But
Yeah,
if I
that
have
sounds
to,
pretty-
I'll take your money.
Well, I got.
I'll take your money.
I got another question for you.
I'm not gonna steal it, but I'll work for it.
I got another question for you. Do you think that meeting another species, right, somewhere like a distant planet, an alien, right? Do you think that it would be good? Because I got some side effects, like a background side effect that you don't really think of when meeting a alien,
Like what?
like disease.
Like I really don't.
Because
Dude, I
on
meet
Earth,
aliens all the
right?
time.
Wow, Dad! I
I
can't
don't
believe
get no
it.
diseases, man. I don't know what the hell you're talking
Well,
about.
because I
You
understand.
gonna tell me to build a wall next? Just tell me.
I know that during the Columbian exchange, right?
Okay.
Both-
Was there cocaine
Both the
exchange?
populations between Europe and South America met together, right?
Uh-huh.
And then South America got the bulk of diseases and died, right?
Okay.
About 90% of their population did. So, when you think about meeting aliens, the fact that they might have diseases that we don't have, and we have a whole bunch of diseases, means that if we meet them, they'll probably
Gotta risk
die.
it for the biscuit, dude. Risk it for the biscuit, dude. Could have us an alien baby. I'm finna get some alien pussy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Blurt that part out. My wife's gonna be so mad. Excuse me, you're gonna do what? It's an alien. I mean, who gets to have sex with an alien? But yeah, I mean, I would do it. I wouldn't care. I mean, how many chances do you get to? I mean, I get to meet interesting people all the time, and I love that about life. Is that I get to meet interesting people, like
But an alien,
fucking even more interesting. Like,
it'll be
let's talk.
it'll
Let's
be
good.
nice to like have him on a podcast.
Yeah. Is that a translator? Oh yeah, I speak alien. That's alien right there. I speak that language.
Well,
That's Aaron. Let me get back there, baby, from the base up, let's face. He said, you can no longer drink Budweiser and fish.
because that's gay.
Yeah. You speak English? How'd you know? Oh, man. Yeah, so, like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's I would do it 100%. 100%, just like I would have to.
Wow.
Would you?
Me?
Would you be scared? You'd be too scared, huh?
Yeah.
You'd be back there with your gun. Don't move! Fucking don't touch the button! What are you doing? Get your fucking great fingers away! He's going! It's like fucking E.T., open up! Right? You like that guy? Calm the fuck down, dude.
Slow your roll.
Kind of like that first sheriff I met. Don't cross the road! I was like, Jesus, calm down. I've been crossing roads since I was 5. Look both ways. I get it. Right? I was like, calm the fuck down, dude. TRT, too much.
TRT a little too much, Mr. Officer.
I was just like, he was just like, he
must have
was
had a tough
level
day.
15. It was like 4 in the fucking morning, dude. Like,
you didn't want to be awake.
I don't understand what kind of fucking coffee you had, dude, but I didn't have your coffee, alright? We're not on the same level. I'm here trying to help a motherfucker. You're out here telling me, get out of the fucking road! And I'm just like, dude, calm down. You're not a goddamn sidewalk crossing guard, bro. Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, dude, I probably should have never wrote that letter. That was so dumb.
Oh, you wrote a letter?
Yeah, I left it at the police station, too, with my name on it.
Oh, Dad. Maybe that's why that police officer treated you so badly.
Dude, listen, the guy was level 15, anger at 4:30 or whatever the fuck in the morning, screaming about, don't cross the road! There's nobody in the fucking road. There's nobody driving past.
Mm-hmm.
There's a line of fucking cars trying to get in, and you've got a fucking list telling people that they can go in and they can't. I have fucking insurance clients that have claims on that fucking place, and you told me that I couldn't go there.
Right.
And then when I went there, you condemned the place that I went there because you got the address from me, you dick. Right?
Right.
Where do you need to go? You knew exactly. I gave you where I needed to go because you had it on lock. I had to let my supervisor know what the hell was going on. It was a mess.
Right. And
All
those
because,
messes can happen sometimes.
Listen, I get it. People are trying to ransack stuff and there was crime going on. But have a little better judge of character.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not going to be up at 4 a.m. I mean,
well,
aren't
dude,
you up at I don't look like a tweaker, all right? I'm not missing teeth. I'm not driving a shit box. There's nothing that read tweaker about me, dude. I had
copper.
I had cargo pants on, cowboy boots, my one of the shirts like this. I literally almost had my tool belt on, and this guy was like, "You ain't getting on here. You're not on the list." I was like, there was no list before. I don't understand what the fuck this list is.
Okay.
Oh, it's preferred list. Preferred who? Like, I gotta get on there because this is like really important stuff for people that need their stuff taken care of. And he's like, I don't care about that. And I was just like, oh, you don't care about that? He's like, no, I don't care about that. At that time, I wish I had a camera to get all of it, because when you say things like that, we're in the middle of a disaster. If you don't want to be here, go fucking home. You don't want to help out. You don't need the extra money that they're offering for you to come down here. Go back to your fucking district and handle business. Right? Because somebody else will help. Right? Don't have attitude toward people that are trying to help, and then turn around and say you're not going to help people. Your whole job is to fucking help people.
Well, what about the cameras now? Like, now you have like a camera. Right?
Well, he had a coat on, and there was no camera out. He knew exactly what the fuck.
No, I was just talking about your situation at that point. You said you wanted a camera.
Yeah,
that would have been nice.
Yeah, if I would have had like a pin camera, or that's another thing that I'm going to start using a lot is a pin camera, if I can. Like, I can use it in certain instances, mean, certain ones I can't, obviously. But that is just for my own protection, because I'm sick and tired of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. I'm sick of it. Like, if you're gonna do a job where you have that nice, beautiful, shiny badge,
right,
then you should live up to the standards of carrying that shiny badge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful thing when you serve and protect someone, and you do it well. Your grandfather did it in Chicago. God rest his soul. He retired.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and John D'Amico, right? I love that guy, Grandpa John. I love him to death. You know, he used to give me candy bars this big. He had a candy shop in downtown Chicago. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, when I talk about this shit, I mean it because I love it. The only reason why I'm not part of it is because I can't commit to something like that. I can't do it because of the fact that I've seen too much out here.
Right.
And I don't want to do it. What I do right now is what I love.
Well, another question for you is, what about firefighting? Because you used to be a firefighter.
I love
would you
that
do firefighting ever again? Run into fires, let that adrenaline go.
Yes. But I'm 42. And I'm in great shape. But at the same time, I'm 42. Most of the firemen out there, it's a young man's job. It's like you come moving up, you know.
For what?
I'm set in what I like to do right now, and I'm really glad that I have to answer to only two people, God and my wife. And I like that. So it's really I'm thankful every day to God that I'm able to be with you guys.
Okay.
And I'm thankful that we got a podcast, and I think we're getting a little better at this, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah?
I wanted to really know, how does it feel like to be in a fire? Is it just like hot? Or is it like a little bit cool? What's going on there?
So one of the times that some things went down, it was actually someone tried to sabotage the ship, and we came and actually fought the fire out of the. It was in a.
Well,
it was in like a hold for like missiles and shit.
Okay.
And if it would have gone off, it would have been really bad. And it was during wartime. So it was hot, but it's a lot of stuff moving at once, and you know, my whole point was just getting the fire out as quickly as possible because there are ordnance in there. And then you know, it's just one of those things where it moves fast.
Okay.
Just kind of like we're sparring. You know how like we spar?
Yeah.
It moves that fast.
Okay.
Like things happen, and then you're like, "Whoa, did that just happen?
Did I just get hit?"
Yeah. Did I just do that? It's kind of wild. That fires are the same way, but fires are also unpredictable, and you have to be in a heightened sense, kind of like when you're driving. Like, did you drive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so are you in a heightened sense of oneself when you drive? Like, aren't you like, isn't your like adrenaline up?
Well, yeah. It's the same as wrestling. When I wrestle, all my adrenaline kicks up and everything starts to move a little slower, but faster in reality.
So when people ask you, you can say like, "Oh, yeah, I was in there for like a couple of minutes," and they're like, "No, you were in there for like 30 seconds." And it feels like you were there for like 4
It's like
minutes.
an ice bath.
I don't know about that, dude.
When you're in the ice bath, you think that time's moving slow.
You just wanted to hurry up.
For me, it moves
30
slow.
seconds. That motherfucking shit up.
10,
10 balls are in
10.
my stomach. Wow.
I heard that when you're in the ice bath, you're supposed to move. And you're not supposed to hold still. So you can get the real ice bath experience. And I was like, What? I'm supposed to move?
I'm supposed to move.
What?
Only the twerk.
The twitch.
It's called the twitch or the dip.
It's cold.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to actually build one of the ice bath things out here that we can have like
That would be
rejuvenating water. Like it's constantly cold and we just throw the thing on the top. But you know, out here, this Florida sun eats everything.
Yeah.
Man, it eats everything, man. So yeah, what do you think about enemies, man?
Enemies. Well, I try to not have a lot of them, and even if I do, I try to let them go, right? Because my enemies are, oh goodness, with myself.
Yeah, sometimes we're our own worst enemy.
There we go.
I can be that way sometimes too.
Mhm.
And sometimes one thing is manifesting. I think we talked about it last time.
Right.
Is we can manifest things, and you can manifest situations too.
Do you create your own reality?
Yeah, I think so.
Same here, because if I thought that the color yellow was always looking like it's red, then it'll always be yellow to me, but you won't know.
Yeah, because everybody creates their own reality anyway, because they want to be different genders or different people or different animals or whatever. Like, it's cool. It's called role playing. And it's okay.
Mhm.
I like role playing. You know, I think it's cool. I mean, also you can learn a lot of things through role playing as well. Situations.
Right.
So like sales.
When you sweep the room. Oh
That's
wait,
role
sweep.
playing.
Sweep the room.
Sweep
Sorry.
the room.
Sweep.
Sweep the room.
Not sweep. You know, sweep.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you're tired.
No,
so-
I'm sorry I did that. I apologize to y'all for having to see my
Oh
molars.
no! I'm kidding.
Oh, wow. It's a bit of a, It's a bit of a, holy cow. Yeah, it is late too, isn't it?
Mhm.
Well, what time is it? What time do you think it is? What time is it?
It says it right there. About 9,
Holy cow, why does it feel so much later than 9?
because we're in Florida. So everything is a little bit ahead.
You know what I need to figure out?
What do you need to figure out?
How to change clothes without having to change clothes. Because you see me get off a roof or get out of an attic, and I'm like, I jumped out of a pool. And then, like, it smells like it's bad. Like, I have to dry it out. Like, I don't know.
We had to dry it out on our hood last time to get the shirt dry.
I need to probably just bring extra clothes.
But the Florida sun kind of takes care of it, though.
But it's got like a musky smell afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, man, why do I have to sweat so much, God?
Why'd you make me sweat?
Why'd you make me sweaty? Like, I can literally, like, I can make myself sweat. Like, I can think about something that's going to stress me out. And
You
like,
can do the Christian Bale.
I can literally,
Start sweating on
dude,
command.
I can make myself sweat.
Then you can be a movie star
Why?
because you can make sweat on command.
I don't know if I would ever do that because I don't
Christian
know.
Bale did it.
I think he's an excellent actor. I know I can sweat on command. And
He's a method actor too. So he actually becomes who he's acting as. And when he did American Psycho, he said a part of that stuck with him. I was like, man, that's a little crazy.
I think I don't know. I don't know about that.
So if you manifest, right, you think about it and then
Also,
you become it.
if I ever did anything, it would be I would have to have my mentor would have to be somebody like Stallone.
Oh yeah.
I would have to have like somebody
Tulsa
like that.
King.
I would have to
Woo!
have because he's older than me. He's got he's got salt in the game. I trust his
Great looking hair.
great looking hair. He's Italian like me. I mean, I don't know. I think he would probably be somebody that if I wanted to go into like acting, that would be the only route that I would take.
Okay.
That would probably be it.
I
mean, that's just me because that's somebody I respect. That's a guy I respect. A lot of actors, they say dumb things, and I respect him because he hasn't said anything dumb. Like everything that he said, I kind of agree with
That you heard so far.
so far.
Cool.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like everybody says dumb things. I'm just saying like
Mhm.
I agree with him. Maybe Mel Gibson. I know he's a little crazy, but Mel Gibson, I agree with his. He's harsh. He like Stallone, Mel Gibson. These are men's men. They'll tell you, hey, you know, they'll knife hand you type of guys. Knife hand you type of dude.
All pointed at you.
What are you doing here? You know? But anyway.
You don't have 3 pointed back.
So those are kind of the different fellas
Okay.
that I would definitely want to be mentored by. Plus their acting's pretty good.
I think some interesting people
How about you?
that are actors. For me, who
Yeah.
would I go through to? Do
Yeah,
that?
to be a mentor. Who would you choose to be a mentor in acting?
Whew. That's a great question. I mean, there's a few people. I would say Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
have to say Keanu. Yeah, I can't believe I left him out. That's the third.
And then I would add a little bit of
But his acting, Keanu's okay.
Keanu's acting.
His acting is okay.
Is the
He's
quick draw.
really great at the action.
And then-
Fantastic at the action.
acting in action. Well,
I
that's
remember
acting
back
in
in the day, like they used to make fun of him because he didn't act as well because it was always the same parts.
But we got
John Wick 1,
John Wick 2,
John-
John Wick 3, and
But
then we
as
got
a person-
Matrix.
as
and
a
Matrix.
person- As a person,
Okay.
I would definitely like him as a mentor, as a life coach. Like, dude's got his stuff together. Seems like it.
Then
Anyway.
what about
at the
what-
perception?
What about
Honestly.
Ryan Reynolds? Would you have him as your mentor?
I don't know about all that. I don't know if I'd be able to handle that.
I don't think I can handle Ryan
Jokes.
Reynolds.
Jokes. Just jokes. I'm not gay for Ryan Reynolds. Okay, maybe a little bit. No. But he's gotten older. I don't know. You know, age catches up to everybody.
Right. Well,
He's no, what do you call him? What's his name? The guy, I can't think of it. It's not Charles Bronson.
Bobby Boucher.
No, not Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher.
Bobby
What's his
Boucher.
name? He played Bond like back in the day.
James Bond.
Yeah,
My name is
with the
Bond.
hairy chest.
James.
What's his name? Maddie, do you know his name?
Walter Cronkite.
Huh?
No, that's
No. Dang. What's his name? Talks like this.
So just call it the old Bond.
I can't. Anyway, he's an old Bond guy.
Mhm.
He was like a man's man type of dude.
Okay.
Like, those are the guys that I'm like, I would like to be like coached by.
Well,
like those
any country. Oh well,
Country?
any- not country, but I was about to say old Western movies, like some of those stars.
I mean, yeah, you got John Wayne. He was good, but I heard he was a draft dodger or something. Was he?
I don't know, but he was a great movie star.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's a lot of things.
Hmm.
As far as that goes,
Don't do it. Don't
But-
do it.
like
Woo. I thought you were about to yawn.
you know, I think there's a lot of good actors out
Mm.
that I might want to. That I would probably ask if they said they mentored me or they had a part for me. I'd probably do it. But Stallone would be number one on my list. Sean Connery. That's it. Sean Connery. Yeah, that's it, dude. Sean Connery. What was that? The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. The movie The Rock. With Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. Old school.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I thought I saw him in some B-rated movies.
Cage?
No, Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Right?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think Nicolas Cage does.
But do you know, I haven't really been on the hype of movies for a while.
Right.
So I've kind of been like, you know.
Ever since Endgame. No. Oh.
He's got a scarf, dude. What are you doing?
He's dying.
What are you choking him for?
Chewbacca's dying.
Don't choke Chewie.
No.
Don't choke Chewie. What if you named it Chewie?
Chewie.
What are you doing? I'm choking Chewie. Don't choke Chewie.
Well, you gotta do the roar. You gotta do the
I can't even do it. I can't even do it on cue. I can't even do it. Choking like Chewbacca. Oh my goodness. Well. So let me ask you another question. Did you like that T-bone steak I cooked last night?
Hey, any kind of steak is good steak, I would say for me.
Even if it's made out of bugs?
You got me there. I don't think I'll eat a steak burger.
It's the impossible steak now.
It's the
It's
Bill
the
Gates
impossible
steak.
steak.
It's the Bill Gates steak.
Hey, dude.
It's the Bill
Did
Gates
you hear
special.
about his wife?
What about his wife?
His wife was in an interview, and she like they asked her. They said, like, is one of the reasons why you divorced your husband is because he visited Epstein's island, and she said yes.
Oh.
And I was like,
You kind of just
Whoa.
confirmed he was there.
yeah. I mean, and then they started asking her about him and Epstein, and she goes, "You're gonna have to ask him about those questions." She's a smart lady, but she like, sure. She's like, yes.
She
That's
took
what
her-
because that question was only for her,
Okay.
so only she could answer. So then they started asking her questions
For Bill.
about Bill and Jeffrey, and that's only questions that they can answer.
Right.
So-
And one of them's dead, so.
Yeah, it's allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Like in my mind, when they're like Epstein killed himself, I don't think he's dead. That man had more government connections and world connections than anybody in the world.
Period.
Period. And I think they have contingency plans all the way down for that man. And if one of them was fake his own death, hide out somewhere else, and then
They're gone off the planet.
the only way is if listen. In my mind, the scenario is like this.
Mhm.
Epstein's out there.
Ooh.
He's snitching. And like a lot of big people are gonna go down because of it. And that's what I think. And that's my tinfoil hat rumor for the day. I'm done. But that's what I think. It doesn't mean I believe it. It's just what I think. It's my theory.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that I don't think of anything because at that point it's something I can't control, and when it's something that I can't control, then I don't think about it as much anymore.
I think it would be clever if that actually happened.
Yeah, I would like to know about it in like 5 years.
Read a book about it if it actually happened.
Yeah,
That would be different.
that would be nice. Talk about it.
Well, anyway, I think we're like at an hour probably on the podcast because we haven't done one in a while. So, I mean, it's okay. If I can get the English words out of my mouth correctly.
We'll get better. Don't worry.
Yeah, we use every time we're on 35 now. Next time it's 36.
Hey, wait till we're at like 60 and then we're gonna be awesome at this.
I hope so. Hopefully we'll get some new equipment and maybe like make our own little studio somewhere.
Yeah,
With air
because we don't
conditioning.
have that. We don't have that thing whirring all the time. Whir.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got to make some kind of room or something. We'll figure it out.
Right. So
We
see
always
you
do.
on episode 36. And
Bye.
Like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about. If you hate us, if you love us, if you indifferent,
Right. Just leave something.
anything, or don't.
See you later. Peace.
Bye.